Uf. Dios, cómo me encantó este juego, ¿eh? Hola chicos, hola chicas, bienvenidos, bienvenidas. No tenía la menor idea de que este juego ya había conseguido una traducción al español. Holy fuck. Ah. Oli, sin importar los horrores que encuentres en la oscuridad, ten valor y sigue adelante. No hay finales prematuros, no hay decisiones equivocadas, solo hay perspectivas novedosas y comienzos nuevos. Esta es una historia de amor. Slay the Princess, holy fuck. Había escuchado de este juego hace años cuando estaba en acceso anticipado. Probé la beta y me encantó. Amé este jodido título. La premisa es muy simple. Tienes que matar a una princesa. Nadie te dice por qué tienes que hacerlo. Bueno, de hecho hay una leyenda de que el fin del mundo depende de eso, etcétera, etcétera. Pero nadie te da seguridades. Así que tienes múltiples formas de hacerlo o no hacerlo. Y cada cosa que hagas puede o no llevarte a un ending distinto. Es bastante guapo, es muy muy guapo. El problema es que estaba en inglés, así que no podía traerlo. Pero ahora resulta que no solamente que ha salido, sino que está 100% traducido al español. ¡Chingón! Y el pato, bueno, vamos a ir probando diferentes juegos. No vamos a casarnos con uno de momento. Quiero ir probando diferentes cosas. Por lo que ahí vamos a ir jugando Patológico 2. Pero también quería probar esto de aquí. Cuando tu pato sabe que el comunismo no funciona. Patológico. What the fuck. XD. Si es humana, no la mates. Si es elfa, degóyala. Pues vamos a ver cómo va esto, baby. Nueva partida, papito. Capítulo 1. El héroe y la princesa.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
A ver, no voy a leerlo yo, van a leerlo ustedes, porque si no vamos a estar haciendo esto durante más horas de lo que vamos a estar jugando, así que ahí va. Buena suerte, chicos.
You're here to
Pero que leen
slay
rápido.
her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ahí va. Si no matamos a la princesa, será el fin del mundo. Tenemos múltiples opciones para responder a cada cosa. Muchísimas opciones para responder a cada cosa. Holy fuck. El fin del mundo, ¿de qué hablas? ¿No has pensado tal vez la única razón por la que quiere acabar con el mundo es porque la encerraron? Pero matar a una princesa estaría mal, ¿no crees? No puede hacer algo, no puede hacerle a alguien más. Olvídalo, no pienso hacerlo. ¿No has pensado que tal vez a mí me agrada la idea de que se acabe el mundo? Es que mira, es una infinidad de respuestas solo para la primera pinche pregunta. Es que este juego se ramifica un montón. Llega a un montón de lugares que ni te esperas. Son finales increíbles. Recibiré una recompensa por hacer esto. Ah, gracias por decirme qué hacer. Genial, siempre quise asesinar a un miembro de la realeza. Viva la revolución. Continuar en silencio, dar media vuelta e irte. Venga, baby. Yo estoy más allá de los límites naturales. A mí no me puedes contener. Soy un espíritu libre.
Seriously? You're just
Sí.
going to turn around and leave?
Sí.
Do you even know where you're going?
No. No lo necesito. Lejos de un posible homicidio. De acuerdo, cuánta insistencia. Iré a la cabaña y aniquilaré a la princesa. Ah, está bien. Iré a la cabaña y hablaré con la princesa. Quizás la mate, o quizás no. Supongo que ya lo veremos. Sí, por supuesto que sé dónde voy. No, lo único que me importa es a dónde no iré. La cabaña, no quiero ir a la cabaña. Me alegra bastante la idea de que se acabe el mundo. Espero la llegada de un nuevo mañana más allá del nuestro. Ahora caminaré en la dirección opuesta. O podemos simplemente seguir caminando en silencio y ya está.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
¿Cuánto te pagaron, Leo? Nada. Tenía un montón de ganas de probar esto.
What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ah, es verdad, es como
That's
Deadpool.
strange.
Tengo múltiples voces.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
¡Ah, cagón!
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Esas cosas suelen pasar cuando la gente se muere, sí. ¿Ok? No vas a obligarme a hacer esto con chantaje emocional, perra.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that.
Al demonio contigo.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Me niego a seguir tus órdenes.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
No hay forma de oponerme, ¿cierto? Debo entrar a la cabaña y ya está. Ah, sí, pues supongo que me iré caminando en otra dirección. Es más, no dejaré de caminar por el bosque hasta que logre encontrar la manera de salir de este lugar.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Bueno, suena mal por ellos.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Okay.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Ah.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Cada luz en el cielo es una cabaña. Son legión.
What's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Ni siquiera conozco este mundo que quieres salvar, hermano.
You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Acompáñame, gracias por suscribirte.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Capítulo 2. La desconocida. Espera, ¿sí llegué a un lugar?
A path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Ah!
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Entonces, ¿solamente seguí hasta que me volví loco? Un momento, ¿acaso todo esto acaba de pasar? No estaba bromeando, de verdad destruyó el mundo la última vez, ¿cierto? ¿Qué diablos es ella? ¿Qué estoy haciendo aquí?
I can assure you that you're not dead and that the princess has yet to end the world, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And to answer your question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know, I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
El juego perturba streamers.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day
Perfecto,
forever,
ahora son tres voces.
then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
Oli.
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Ah, claro. Esa pared no estaba ahí antes. No puedes obligarme a ir a la cabaña. ¡Ah! Colocó una pared para que ahora no pueda dar marcha atrás. ¡Infeliz! Esquizofrenia, hasta cierto punto.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Hijo de tu pinche madre. Ok, bien, vamos a la cabaña.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Gracias,
Ignore
mucha
him.
ayuda.
He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
No fíes en el radar, es un aguafiestas. ¿O es esquizofrenia o es Dios? Tú eliges. Pues yo elijo entrar a la cabaña.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
The fuck?
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature.
¿Qué es esto?
Perched on that table,
Mata a la princesa y salva al mundo.
blade.
Okay. Una
The
hoja.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
¿Eso que está abajo son estrellas?
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
True.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no
La rompiste
idea
la
what
cabaña
we're
por la,
dealing with.
por la anterior. ¿En serio? ¿Rompí la cabaña?
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this
princesa de
incredibly
qué?
simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to
Demasiado.
me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the
la cabaña
princess
por la
and
anterior. No
through that
confíes en un
action
tipo de acento
save
inglés,
the
son los
entire
peores.
world. But if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep
Ok,
into your
no
heart.
confíes en los
You
británicos.
cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Mata a todos. Están en mi cabeza, hermano.
Piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose
Perdemos
ourselves?
noción de la realidad.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay.
What the fuck está pasando? Ok, las voces en mi cabeza no paran de discutir. Perfecto, eso es una gran señal de sanidad.
Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
Ok, bien, matar a la
Yes, take a
princesa.
deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Vamos, que no perdamos la cabeza, coño de la
What you're seeing
madre.
here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Real, real. Bueno, hermano, si tú lo dices.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
No dijiste nada sobre el espejo en la pared. Acércate al espejo. Oli.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Yes.
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Vamos a poder vernos.
You reach
Oh,
forward,
shit.
rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Ok, si estamos locos. ¿Somos una bestia? No puedo hacer clic a las cosas que quiero ver. Ok, mira. Vamos a hablar con la princesa. Voy a tomar la daga. Sea lo que sea esa cosa, voy a ir armado.
It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Ok, tengo la voz de la persona... Tengo una voz del que no le importa, de la persona seria y del imbécil en mi cabeza. Perfecto.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
No cambiar la posición al de agarre, sostener la daga de la otra manera. Nos vamos a ver más cool en esa parte.
Switch your grip on
Mira,
the
ahí
blade.
va. Pum.
Congratulations. Yes!
We are badass.
Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Tirar por la daga por la ventana. Entrar al sótano. Al carajo, vamos a jugar.
Yes, do it. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night.
Adiós, daga.
You'll just have to
No te
deal with the
necesito.
princess without it.
Tengo las manos para eso.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world
Quizá-
ends. Been there, done that.
Quizás no debería hacerle mucho caso al
I'm not
objetor,
so sure.
pero
This place is
divertido
already
es un
messing
rato.
with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
Hermano, yo soy un arma mortal.
What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Gracias.
The door to the basement
Oh
creaks
shit,
open,
¿qué es eso?
revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Maldita sea. Uzumaki tenía razón.
Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you
con los
get.
guantes.
Your head
Okay.
throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it.
Perfecto, rompimos la
A kind of
realidad.
indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Wow.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Bien, bien, ok viejo, lo entiendo. Tú de verdad quieres que
A
se muera.
disquieting collage of tone and personality drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here?
What the fuck?
Are you here to kill?
Ah,
Axel
shit.
0207.
Se convirtió en una multiprincesa, ¿verdad?
Dato curioso, el héroe canónicamente tiene un fetiche con los guantes.
Me alegra que sea lo único que haya sacado de este juego.
No, thank you.
Sí, quizás tirar el cuchillo por la ventana no fue nuestra mejor
Oh,
decisión.
don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn.
Espérate. Apreté un botón. Estoy equivocado. No quiero hacer esto. Vayámonos por donde vinimos. Esto no se siente bien. Parece una trampa. Hagamos lo que hagamos. De seguro vamos a morir.
Don't even have a weapon.
¡Fuck!
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
¿Qué cosa?
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Baja por las escaleras de la izquierda, centro, derecha. Team Marín de Dopingüe, Titer Macra, le fue, yo no fui, fue TT, que la que voy a subir es esta. Vamos al centro, hermano.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions.
Dirían bajar,
each
pero
step
honestamente ya no
branching
estoy
into its
seguro.
own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
Por el centro. Bien. No estás seguro de si el camino que elegiste lleva hacia arriba o hacia abajo, pero al menos te está llevando a un lugar.
Concentrate
True.
on where you are. Careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else.
Carajo.
And so you take
Ah,
one
shit.
careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that.
La princesa usó su
You lose
expansión de
yourself in
dominio.
following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways.
Claro.
But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
¡Oh, no!
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to
Perfecto,
untether.
nos estamos desligando de los
Physical
confines de la realidad.
sensations dull and then vanish.
Dios, se convirtió en un capítulo de Uzumaki de verdad.
Repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Esto lo sacaste de Gumball. Ah, mierda.
Consumption and betrayal. Skepticism and blind devotion. Rivalry and submission. Terror and longing. Pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
¡Ay, Dios! ¡Hola!
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange.
Me asustó de verdad.
Fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Tuvimos un vistazo al infinito, comprendimos los misterios del universo y ahora regresamos a la realidad y lo perdimos todo porque la mente humana no puede concebir tales revelaciones.
Oh well,
Cool.
that was a trip, but now it's over.
Sí.
Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
¡Claro!
The princess,
Esa es la princesa que
eyes
matar.
bright, otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Yes. Disculpa, no me di cuenta que estaba aquí. ¿Cómo te llamas? Bajar fue una experiencia extraña. Fue como si me hubiera desarmado y vuelto a armar. ¿Sabes qué me ocurrió? Por lo que tengo entendido, estás encerrada aquí por una razón. ¿Sabes por qué estás aquí? Al parecer eres una amenaza para el mundo. Me enviaron a aniquilarte. Quiero ver si me puede hablar un poquito sobre mi experiencia extrasensorial, ¿está bien?
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
Ok, entonces sí me voy a quedar por acá porque ella va a hablar allí. Voy a hacerlo más pequeño. Ahí va. Mini mi.
We're
Oh,
probably stuck
fuck!
down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out.
Ah!
No way in.
¡Rompí la realidad! Mi primera run.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
Creo que sí.
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You
¿Qué
said you'd been
jugamos?
here
Slay the
before,
Princess.
right? What exactly happened last time?
Sí.
Does it matter?
Sí, importa mucho.
Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But
Ahora
what's
son
done
dos.
is done, isn't it?
No creo que sean literalmente dos. Creo que estamos viendo el multiverso. Cool.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Mala idea. Ahora hay más copias de ti. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Por qué lo que tengo entendido está encerrado aquí por una razón, verdad? Al parecer es una amenaza para el mundo. Me enviaron a aniquilarte. Voy a sacarte de aquí e intentar liberarla. No sé lo que eres, pero no puedo confiar en ti. Así que no puedo confiar en nada. Dejarla en el sótano. Arrepentirte del momento en el que tiraste la daga por la ventana. Pero estos tres están contando como uno, ¿no? ¿O es porque puedo hacer las tres acciones al mismo tiempo?
Wait, that's not right. Go on.
¡Eso!
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
¡Perfecto! Podemos sacar todos los finales al mismo tiempo. Soy un pinche genio.
You can feel yourself rupture, The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
Sí, lo sé, esperaba más.
But this...
¡Locura!
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Ok, perfecto. Estamos creando la multiprincesa.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
¿Ah? ¿Estás bien? ¿O no? ¿Estás muerta? ¿O estoy yo
I think
muerto?
he's gone. We were never going to salvage this.
¡Oh, mierda! ¡Matamos al narrador!
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Ahora eres un ser adimensional. ¡Yippee!
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
Sí.
We should help her. I think we did this.
Descuida. Estoy seguro que nada que un poco de maquillaje y la ropa adecuada no pueda ocultar.
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Claro que las tienen.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Ah, fuck.
Please.
Haré lo que pueda. No creo que deba hacer eso. No. Acabas de destruir todo. No voy a arreglarte. Haré lo que pueda. ¡Oh, no! Pero no sabes si tuvo oportunidad de escuchar tu respuesta. Desapareció y quedó otra cosa en su lugar.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
No sé dónde se fue ni cómo podríamos encontrarla. El narrador desapareció. Creo que tengo que mirar en el espejo. Acercarte al espejo.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
No hay nada más que hacer, hermano. No hay más. Esto es la existencia.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
Te acercas al espejo. El silencio prevalece mientras extiende la mano. Desaparecieron, pero el espejo sigue allí. Es hora de que veas qué hay en él. Eres tú. Oh, shit. Estás solo en un lugar vacío. Todo está en silencio. What the fuck? Estás en la cabaña. Ya, ni siquiera las voces en mi cabeza están aquí, solo...
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Creamos un dios. Un frágil receptáculo como sé que este es el fin del mundo. Tú me enviaste a aniquilar a la princesa. ¿Tú me atrapaste aquí?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
What the fuck? Atacar a la entidad, destruir tu cuerpo. Tú eres... ¿Conoces el mundo más allá de este lugar? ¿Conoces al narrador? ¿Tú eres la princesa?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Supongo que ella es la princesa. ¿Pero siempre fuiste la princesa o la estás convirtiendo? Es una excelente pregunta, de hecho. ¿La princesa siempre estuvo destinada a hacer esto? ¿O simplemente fue una casualidad cósmica?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Ok. ¿Este es el fin del mundo?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Ah, cagona.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Es porque yo la maté, la liberé y la apoyé todo al mismo tiempo en multiversos. ¿Alguien más siente que quizás esto es lo que tenía que haber visto al final? ¿Y qué pasa ahora?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
What?
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
¿Quiere que mate más princesas o una más princesas a ella para tener mejor perspectiva y resolver este problema de por qué estamos aquí, qué hacemos? ¿Cuánto voy a olvidar? ¿Cuántos fragmentos más de ti debo encontrar?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find.
Sí.
I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Estamos creando un pinche dios. Ay, Jesús bendito. Y recién vamos 30 minutos. Y ya he desafiado los límites de la creación. Ok. Me enviaron a aniquilar a la princesa para impedir que destruya el mundo. Si te ayudo, ¿lo destruirás tú? ¿Cuánto voy a olvidar? ¿Y qué pasa si te permito hacer esto? Si no te permito hacerme esto.
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Ok.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Tiene sentido, supongo. ¿Cuánto voy a olvidar?
Everything, until we meet again. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Eso no es un no, pero tampoco es un sí. Ok.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Ok. ¿Qué estás jugando? Juego de matar a la princesa.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Todo se vuelve oscuro y mueres. Capítulo 1. El héroe y la princesa.
You're on a path
Ah!
in the woods.
¡Ah!
Behind that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess you're here to slay.
Conocimiento cósmico absoluto.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Siempre es una mierda. Puedes presionar Tab en el teclado o R1 en el control para omitir los diálogos que ya has visto. ¡Gracias! Un poco de locura, sí. Al fin te entiendo, Cicerón. Voy a ponerme más para acá. ¿No has pensado que tal vez la única razón por la que quieres...? Ok. Vamos a hacerlo. Vamos hacia la cabaña. Ya no me
You
da la
make your
opción de
way
irme,
up
por
the
cierto.
short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Dime.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
¿De qué hablas,
Don't
Leo?
believe
Apenas
a word she
iniciaste.
says.
True.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Princesa de que es aparte del multiverso y la razón existencial
Ignore
de
him.
esta
He doesn't know
realidad.
what he's talking about.
¿Qué pasaría si nunca vas hacia la princesa? Ya lo hicimos. Rompemos el cosmos. Vamos, ¿qué tan malo puede ser? ¿Qué juegas,
The
Leo?
interior of the
Sí.
cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is
Por
stale
cierto,
and
desapareció
musty,
la voz
and the
graciosa.
floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table.
Cool.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ya no hay espejo ni la realidad misma está rota. Carajo. Entonces, realmente no importa lo que haga. La idea es juntar más princesas para la mega princesa cósmica. Así que cualquier decisión es una buena decisión. Carajo, qué bien escrito este juego.
Take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and
No
save
voy a
the world
matarla, quiero
without
hablar
it.
con ella, quiero ver qué está pasando. ¿No puedes entrar sin arma? Sí, podemos entrar sin arma.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the
El
room
narrador está
below.
pasando un buen rato, ¿eh?
This is an oppressive place.
Al fin.
The air
Escaleras
feels
finitas.
heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
El aire que te recibe es denso y húmedo. Percibes el hedor de podredumbre de la madera antigua. Si lo percibe de aquí, aniquilar sería sin
Her
favor.
voice
Sí.
carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Hola.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hola, creo que estoy aquí para matarte. Hola.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Se le escucha demasiado.
You walk
Segura.
downstairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Bueno, ya vimos lo que pasa.
Focus on the task at hand.
Ah,
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No. Bueno, sí. ¿Qué? Para nada. ¿Por qué piensas eso? Bien, me atrapaste, vine aquí para aniquilarte. Aún no lo he decidido.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Podemos hablar, el cuchillo se queda.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want
¿En qué
to do
momento se vuelve
after we
filagón?
talk to her. Maybe
Ya,
she really
lo
is
acabamos de
a
pasar, hermano.
Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
No es muy heroico, sí. Tomarla con más fuerza.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Claro.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Solo quiero hablar con ella.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Carajo, pueden haber dado una
So, you should
pistola o
just
algo.
drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's
Si lo
unarmed.
encarcelaron fue por
If
algo.
you hesitate
Es una
now, it'll be too
princesa.
late.
Es bastante clásico
End
encadenar
this.
princesas. Y Y si no está mintiendo, ¿qué tal si nos mata? ¿Estás seguro de que no está armada? Lo siento, ¿podemos hablar?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far.
¡Cállate, imbécil! Quiero ver qué tiene que decir.
This is a good idea. Maybe we can
I can fix
de-escalate
her.
things.
Ya, gracias.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
No voy... No soltaré la daga.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Hora de morir, entonces.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to
Ah,
run her
fuck!
through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer.
Wow,
You can feel
es más
bone
fuerte de lo que
grinding
parece.
on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Alguien hace Mewin.
Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Ok, esto no va a ser fácil.
Your blade
mierda!
slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that
¡Es
first
Fiona!
crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Sí, claro. ¡Ah! Llegamos hasta aquí, hermano.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you
¿Qué?
think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
¿Me enviaste a
The two of
morir?
you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
La verdad es que sí.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
No, no, ya sé lo que hay detrás.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ominoso. Capítulo 2, la adversaria. ¿No nos morimos?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Wait,
path
what?
is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Tengo una sensación de... Va a matarme otra vez. Pero si aniquilé a la princesa, si también me mató ella a mí, pero definitivamente acabé con ella. ¿Por qué estoy aquí de
I can
nuevo?
assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
¿Él de verdad no recuerda lo que está
You
pasando?
know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters
El
is
obstinado.
marching up to that cabin and winning.
Una nueva voz. Estamos coleccionando problemas mentales, sí.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
No, esta es otra. Darme de vuelta e irte. Ya nos dimos cuenta de que eso no funciona.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Okay.
We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her.
H020701
Sí, la matamos, eso pasó.
Igual que la
And yet
princesa
you
solo
still
digo
died,
Will.
didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Hijo de
And I
pinche
believe
madre.
your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
¿Las tuvieron?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds
Sí,
pretty
exacto.
consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself?
Ah, shit, la princesa puede controlar el tiempo. Bueno, es un ser más allá de él, así que...
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
O estamos saltando de dimensión en dimensión. Puede que sea el caso. No es que realmente hemos vuelto en el tiempo, sino que hemos saltado a otra realidad para volver a matar a la princesa.
Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Ok. Hablemos de esa princesa.
Just be quick about it.
Nos mata uno el otro la última vez. ¿Cómo puedo asegurar que eso no vuelva a pasar? Lo único que hizo la última vez fue masacrarme a golpes. ¿Cómo es que alguien así podría acabar con el mundo? Como dijiste la última vez, y cito, es tan solo una princesa. ¿De dónde sacó la fuerza necesaria para matarme usando solo sus manos? ¿Quién la encerró en el sótano? ¿Qué es este lugar?
People locked her in that basement. And I
People.
told you what this place is.
Claro.
It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Ah, shit. Si hubo gente que enterró, ¿por qué no la aniquilaron? Porque esto es mi responsabilidad. Es una excelente pregunta.
Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions?
¿Por qué no me das buenas respuestas?
There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Ajá.
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Ajá, claro, hermano, por supuesto, te creo completamente.
I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Quizás soy el único tonto que lograron engañar para hacer esto. Como dijiste la última vez, si tan solo es una princesa, ¿de dónde sacó la fuerza necesaria para matarme usando solo sus manos?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch. Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
Ajá. Ok.
She
¿De dónde sacó la
is
fuerza?
just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine.
Otro perro con ese hueso, sí.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job and save the world.
Ok.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
A la cabaña.
She will lie, she will cheat.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Es verdad, se veía
Are you
muy
sure about The point of my
Por lo
warning
menos está
wasn't to
abierta a
start
hablar.
an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice.
Cuando todo lo que se veía cambió fue cuando el narrador desapareció y él quiere que vayas a donde está la princesa. Probablemente solo quiere que mueras y
The
mueras y así
princess will do
repetidamente.
and say whatever she thinks it
No
will
es que
take
tenga
to
más
get her
opciones
out of there.
más que ir aquí,
So
¿sabes?
don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
No me has dado ninguna razón para confiar en ti
Crystal.
tampoco.
Let's just get on with it already.
Allí vamos.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination.
Pero era una cabaña de
The
madera
only
porque su
furniture of
interior de
note
piedra.
is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Ah, mierda, no me gusta esto.
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Esta cabaña es muy diferente a la otra.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly
El
so
espejo volvió,
focus
sí.
up. The world is depending on you. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it...
Limpia el espejo.
You reach forward and rub your... But
Ya
then
pasamos
now
por
it's
esto.
gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Ok.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save
Ahora
the
sí voy a
world
hablar con
without
ella,
weapon.
Vamos al sótano. ¿Por qué tienes una mano
The door
dracónica?
to
No
the
soy
basement
humano.
creaks open, revealing a
Ah,
rough stone
shit.
staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to
Ay,
it.
luneta.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Ok.
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Disculpa.
This isn't what she sounded like last time.
Sí.
Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the
Oh,
final step,
shit!
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Así que ella puede recordar lo que va a ser
And
en
you
tres
brought your
pasadas.
little knife, too. Yes.
Oh, no. No.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little...
Podemos hablar un poco sobre esto, ¿sabes? Es muy diferente la última vez, pero definitivamente hubo una última vez. Entonces, sí me recuerdas.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life.
Wow.
So, why don't we do it again?
¿Podemos hablar
See?
sobre esto?
She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
All right, fine. I believe you. What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay?
Ajá, estás como intentando
Of course
convencerme.
I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe.
Ahí está. Sí, es verdad. Saltamos de universos paralelos en universos paralelos. Me descubriste. Casi todo lo que acabas de decir es cierto. Pues como te molesta, voy a tomarlo incluso con menos seriedad. No conoces los límites de mi apatía.
I know. You and the princess have been talking about it. You don't have to be so snarky.
Ok. Estoy aquí para liberarte. No estoy diciendo que no vine a pelear, pero creo que primero deberíamos descifrar algunas cosas. Por ejemplo, ¿cómo es posible que estemos vivos? Es una excelente pregunta. No sé, te sucedió la última vez, nos vimos, pero no voy a luchar contra una mujer demonio gigante. Adiós. Primero, ¿qué tal si hablamos un poco sobre esto?
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Ah, mierda. ¿Quieres que te libere?
Free her?
You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the
Sí,
state of the
sí, el fin
situation.
del
Who
mundo.
says I want to be free?
Yo cualquiera, ¿por qué no querría ser libre?
Are you sure we want to look a gift horse in the mouth right now? If she doesn't want to leave, doesn't this whole situation
Papi
just
está consiguiendo
work
su
out
Big
for
Mamota demoníaca. Cállate.
There's nothing out there for me. The only thing I care about is right here. All I want is to keep knowing what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you. I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones
mierda,
snap
está
beneath
loca.
my fists.
I think I'll just let the princess speak for herself here. Leaving her in the basement isn't an answer. You have to make a choice.
And there's only one choice worth making. Fight her. Win.
What the fuck? No voy a luchar contra una mujer demonio. Bye. Son las que... no sé qué de esta vez, pero no voy a luchar contra una mujer demonio. Todavía es un poco diferente, sí. ¿Qué tal si me hablas
You
sobre
look
eso?
exactly the same.
Por desgracia. ¿Puedes darme algo más de tiempo?
And why not? You decided what to do with me quickly enough last time. Are you scared I'm going to kill you again? Maybe you're worried I'll put you down for good this time. If you want to talk, I guess I can talk. But you should come a little closer first.
Otra vez. No.
Blade held tight in your hand, you take a cautious step towards the princess.
¡Hace Megwin!
You stop a few feet short of her reach, her chains taut as she stares down at you. She's a lot bigger than I thought she was.
Why do you sound so scared? We can take her.
Claro.
Well, what do you want? Because every second we waste talking is a second we could spend killing each other instead.
No podemos simplemente, no lo sé, tener una lucha amistosa. Quizás podemos encontrar un punto medio en el que todos conseguimos lo que queremos, nadie tiene que morir y el mundo no termina. Si lo que quieres es pelear conmigo, ¿es día que no destruirás el mundo? Entonces, ¿está bien encerrada aquí? ¿De verdad no quieres ser libre? ¿Qué pasó después de que moriste? Te encerraron aquí por algún motivo y a mí me enviaron a matarte por algún motivo. ¿No te importa cuál es el motivo? Algo me dice que va a decir que no. Wow, es un juego de opciones, ¿eh?
I woke up, didn't you?
Pero ahora eres un demonio. ¿Por qué tú eres un demonio?
I know. You already told me.
Pero...
Ugh, I care, okay? I guess I just care differently than you. When I saw you come back down here, I thought you would understand. I thought that we would want the same thing. But all you've done is ask me annoying little questions. It's like you don't even want to enjoy being alive.
Oh, I wish you could hear me right now. I want to enjoy being alive. I want to fight.
¡Cállate!
I like it. It's so cramped. Like the only way out of here is through each other.
Ok, se volvió una adicta al combate. No tienes ninguna herida.
You don't either.
That's right, not everything has to be so violent.
That's pathetic. I would never do that, and I hate that you even suggested it.
Ok, bien. Creo que... ok, ¿sabes qué? Vamos a responder las últimas preguntas y luego vamos a lo
I
que
don't
vamos.
need to care, because I already know what I am. I've already found my purpose.
¡Qué envidia!
The princess flashes a sinister grin.
You.
Oh, shit. No. ¡Diablos! ¡Le gusta la loca!
Does she mean her purpose is killing us?
No, she means fighting us. She means both of us getting stronger through sheer pain and will, the fear of death no longer able to hold us back. Just start stabbing her already. I'm sick of all this anticipation. We're ready.
Ok, bien, ya.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult
No
yourself
podemos evitar esto,
headlong
hermano.
towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
Ok, obstinado, tú vas a la
As you
delantera.
bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood.
Oh shit!
Unfazed by your onslaught, her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her
Hasta que
chains
golpea como un
snap
camión
as
ahora
you struggle
mismo.
to recover from the impact.
Me está haciendo recorrer todos los isekais. Se rompe sus
She
cadenas.
almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you?
No!
That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Ah,
Let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through. Don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
mierda. Mierda.
That's your plan, then. That's your plan. Push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep.
¡Estás loco!
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm. You pull back on the blade's hilt, doing your best to free it from its sinewed prison. But as you tug the blade free, the princess slams you down onto her knee.
Oh, mierda.
Collides with your ribs, and you feel a splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. And you find yourself, you hit the floor, your ribs complaining
Se
painfully.
curó la herida de su
You
pecho.
can feel the hilt in your grip. You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last.
This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
Es más difícil de lo que piensas, idiota.
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll.
Ah, shit.
Overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
Oh, no.
How disappointing.
She squeezes,
Ah!
the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Capítulo 3. El ojo de la águila. De la aguja, perdón.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you...
¡Ahora, nueva voz! ¡Perfecto! Esto es Intensamente 3.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big.
We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room.
Va a hacerse más grande, ¿verdad?
Survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time?
Yeah.
Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason.
Este está loco.
We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
Nos van a partir las costillitas. No hemos hablado lo suficiente sobre la diferencia que es este lugar. Este ni siquiera parece un bosque. Es como si hubiera cambiado el mundo con su influencia. Y si no estoy de acuerdo con el plan, ¿qué pasa si quiero hacer otra cosa? Independientemente de lo que vaya a suceder, parece que todas nuestras respuestas están en la cabaña. Debemos continuar. Darme de vuelta e irte. Eso no va a funcionar, hermano. Ya intentamos eso.
It's
Sí.
evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further.
Es verdad, es como si la princesa hubiera decidido ahora, como ella dijo, le gustan los lugares estrechos, así que... Así que ahora ha creado una cueva.
Things are always changing. She changed. The
Ella
cabin
tiene
changed.
cierto control sobre la realidad.
Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
Yep. Al demonio.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you... No last advice for us? No words of warning?
Sí, de que
What
no
I gather,
confía.
you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase. The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward.
Esto va a salir
The
mal.
only furniture of
Saludos desde
note
España.
is an
Hola,
iron altar
esto va a
jutting
terminar
out
tan,
from the wall.
tan mal. El único molde digno de mención es su altar de hierro que sobresale la pared con una daga impoluta apoyada en
The
su
blade is
extremo.
your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See?
Sí,
We
la
have
música es muy
even less
Finahonger.
space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. Take it. Maybe it'll go away again. For something to go away, it would have to be there to begin with. Let me assure you, there's no mirror
El
here.
narrador no puede ver
The
los
only thing
espejos.
at the end of the room is the door to the basement. No use arguing. Mirror or not, we need to be there. The why we pick doesn't matter.
¿Y
I
qué
agree
tal
with the
si
freak.
vamos sin
Let's
el-
get a move on already.
Ve
The
con
worst comes to
todo.
worst, we can smash it.
¿Y qué pasa si voy sin la daga?
We can try to survive without our steel claw, but you've marked us as easy prey. You step forward and approach the door to the
Ah,
basement,
mierda.
hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there, it's right in front of you. This really is just like last time. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there.
Va a ser un ogro o algo así, ¿verdad?
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters.
Oh, shit.
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort.
The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Sí, 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 te he dicho eso
bold and
antes.
fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than
Ok,
that.
sigue recordándolo.
Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
Si es una pelea, ¿por qué no vienes a buscarla? Sí que puedes seguir por tu... ¿Estás seguro de que todavía quieres pelear?
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Ajá, claro. No parecía que eso fue un gran problema la última
Those
vez.
chains were nothing to her last time. There'll be nothing to her this time. But we need to show ourselves first to make her boil over. Fine by me.
Ah, mierda.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember every crack and crevice. You'll need to be faster than her.
Sí, nos toca correr.
You turn to
¡Oh,
face the
mierda!
narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke?
Se está convirtiendo en un pinche dragón.
Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. But we'll be able to draw her out of here. She's hungry for us. I know I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin of a razor's edge you're
¡Lo
on.
sé!
We know the only way out is through the eye of the needle. And we're going to win. We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
¡Corre!
Without hesitation,
¡Corre, desgraciado, corre!
aim and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance.
¡Oh, shit!
Hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
¡Lo sé, idiota!
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel. The
Toma el
cabin
cuchillo.
door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Steel claw, now.
Soy una persona complicada, ¿está bien?
Without missing a step, you grab the blade from the altar.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass.
¡Oh, shit!
Cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
¡Hazlo bien, viejo!
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Hora de activar el Ultra Instinto, ¿entendido? Dragon Ball, no me falles ahora. Tengo una ventaja, no tenemos que pelear. No creo que hablar valga la pena, ¿verdad? Dope. ¡Carajo!
You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on. Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left now. As the princess strikes, her body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike.
Déjame adivinar, ahora tiene dos corazones.
Before you finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through
Wow,
her
es una
leg.
muy buena daga.
She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. We're actually going to pull this off, aren't we?
Sí!
Just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
Hermana, tienes un problema.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady.
More! Keep going, we can't stop now!
You spy an opening,
¡Oh!
but this is waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap
Déjame
you in
ver,
her
ahora tiene dos
impenetrable
corazones.
arms. You're slammed to the ground.
Nothing! These blows are nothing to us!
But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill
¡Sí!
you.
¡Lo hicimos!
She stares you down, coughing up a splash
Oh,
of
shit!
blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
¿De qué forma?
Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Oh. Pero no tienes oportunidad de responder, ni la tendrás. Es hora de que te vayas. Los recuerdos vuelven.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
La,
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
la princesa... ¿Como un símbolo de que la multiprincesa nos está viendo? Ahora yo soy el alfa. Es normal que tengan miedo. Este es el final, pero para ustedes, no para mí. Todo saldrá bien, confíen en mí. Ya hemos estado aquí, siempre tienen miedo.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Oh shit.
That thing reeks of death.
Mohamed, gracias por suscribirte. De nuevo, vine a ver un juego de terror y te encuentro jugando furro. No sorprende. A ver, es un demonio. No cuenta como furro, Mohamed. Pero es obvio que tu exposición ha hecho que no sepas diferenciarlos. Era una mujer demonio.
Screw the mirror, we just need to find the princess.
La princesa ya no existe. No es el final. Lo que sea que haya del otro lado será algo bonito. Supongo que nos veremos del otro lado. Todo va a estar bien.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
Nos encontraremos una vez más, hermanos. Adiós, problemas psicológicos. Te acercas al espejo. El silencio prevalece mientras extiendes la mano, desapareciendo de nuevo. El espejo siempre hace que se vayan, pero necesitas ver qué hay en él. Soy yo. Has crecido. Y me dieron un logro. Que has crecido. Otra vez te encuentras en el silencio eterno. Estás en la cabaña. ¿Multiprincesa?
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
De nada.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
¿Eres el mismo ser que eras antes? ¿Cuánto has cambiado?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Dependiendo de las decisiones que tomemos, ¿podemos hacer que la princesa se convierta en alguien buena o alguien mala? ¿Sabes? ¿Podemos crear un dios de bondad o un dios de odio o algo así? Todo lo que dices parece un acertijo. ¿No puedes darme una sola respuesta directa?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
Ok.
The vessels you choose to bring me carry
Ruda.
far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
¿Qué se siente cambiar así?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
¿Sabes qué quieres hacer cuando todo termine?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
O sea, jódete.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Sabes que cuando todo esto acabe, cuando estés completa, voy a matarte, ¿verdad? Cuando regreso es como si una pared invisible me atrapara. Pero, ¿por qué no puedo repetir las cosas que ya hice? Tú fuiste la que mejor me ha tratado desde que llegué aquí. Gracias. Tú fuiste la que mejor me ha tratado desde que llegué aquí. ¿Por qué?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Ok. No quiero lastimarte, pero tengo que cuantas más veces vuelva, peor es violar las cosas. ¿Qué opinas de mí? Gería todos los receptáculos que te traje.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom.
What the
But
fuck?
they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Ah. ¿Cuántos receptáculos más tengo que traerte?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
No, no. Está bien. Sabes que cuando esto acabe voy a matarte, ¿verdad? ¿Debería decirle eso? ¿Alguien más siente que esto es algo que podría joderme más adelante? ¿Qué opinas sobre este receptáculo?
This one remembers a spark lost in time, and she would stop at nothing to reclaim it. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally remembered what she thought she'd lost.
Ok.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
O sea, de que la voy a matar, la voy a matar, pero es que no creo que sea buena idea que se lo diga. No tienes ninguna preferencia en cómo quieres cambiar a crecer.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them.
Bueno, sí, ya probamos el camino de la violencia. La próxima veamos qué pasa si simplemente hablamos con ella.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Todo se vuelve oscuro y mueres. El espejo se rompe. El héroe y la princesa. Me dieron otro logro. El ojo de la aguja a ella. Sí, sí, sí. Sí, sí, claro. No matar a una princesa estaría mal. No, no puedes hacer a alguien más. Olvídalo, no pienso hacerlo. Solo vamos.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning, she will... We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore.
Ya hemos hecho todo esto antes, señores.
The interblade.
Ok. Tomemos la daga. Pero ahora vamos a hablar con ella. La volviste una psicópata por la lucha. No fue mi culpa, Bob. Adiós, perseguido. Fuiste buenos camaradas. Alguno volverá.
The air feels heavy and damp. A hint. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't it?
Sí, sí, sí. Hola, creo que estoy aquí para matarte.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
De nada.
You
Ahí
walk
está.
down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Sí.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Solo vine a
Then
hablar.
why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat.
Es más fuerte de lo que parece, recuerden.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do.
Ok, esta parte ya la vemos. Hay que soltarla.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need
Ok,
it.
más fácil para nosotros ir por la daga.
So
que otra
here
cosa.
we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Han habido peores. Una relación, ¿estás coqueteando conmigo?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Ok. No le gustan los hombres lagarto, porque es algo así lo que somos. ¿Cómo te llamas?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Estoy aquí porque se supone que acabarás con el mundo. Hay gente que cree que acabarás con el mundo. ¿Qué tienes que decir
Don't
sobre eso?
just tell her that.
¿Por qué?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Nope. Te esperaba que tú me lo dijeras. No, pero sé que tendrás sus razones para revelar esa información. No, y a decir verdad, creo que prefiero confiar en ti antes que confiar en ellos. Sí, ¿me
Ending
podrías
the
apoyar con
world
eso?
seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
True. Cierto. También.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
¿Era una monarca opresora? ¿Cuánto tiempo llevas aquí?
Too long.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
Oh,
she
no.
is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why
Que
you're
ahora
here.
que... voy a mantenerte encerrada aquí abajo. Al menos por un rato. Podemos conocerlo mejor mientras decido qué voy a hacer. Ok.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive
Tenemos
is too
tiempo.
risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
No creo que pueda encontrar una forma de salir, hermano.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't,
Si no lo hago...
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Me estás dando más razones para matarte que para liberarte.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes.
Estás
it's the
siendo
right
jodidamente
one.
malvada. Sí, se está volviendo cada vez más carmesí sus palabras. Te voy a encerrar en el pinche sótano.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
¿Cuál tipo de error?
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
En serio, deja de darme razones para matarte.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Qué alivio. Temía que no podía cambiar de idea. Se mejor aniquilarla. Es que no vamos a terminar exactamente en el mismo lugar. Mierda. Sigue el plan. ¿Y si la matamos?
It'll be
Mierda.
the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly
that
barricading
wood.
it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
¿Qué?
I know you're still there.
¡Ah,
You
por
please behave
favor!
yourself and let me out. It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my...
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
¿Cómo siquiera logró llegar hasta aquí?
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You won't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Puedes amenazarme todo lo que quieras, solo haces que tenga menos remordimientos. No te fijé todo este tiempo, ¿verdad? No eres inocente ni indefensa, ni siquiera eres una princesa, eres un monstruo.
Be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin.
Oh shit!
Stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
¿Cómo?
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Ah, mierda.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
Cuanto a eso...
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is.
Oh, mierda.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Morí del susto. La pesadilla. ¡Ay, no! ¿Ahora qué hice?
You're on a path in the woods.
Yo solo
At the
quería...
end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been
Esto
here.
nunca se acaba.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to... Shh, that's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit.
Paranoico, okay.
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the...
Okay. Carajo, ahora qué.
Warning. Before you go in, she will lie.
Sí.
Lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Well, it doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Ahora somos paranoicos, genial.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room.
El espejo, ya sabemos lo que
Pristine
significa.
blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement, You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together.
Las ventanas,
the princess
sí.
has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it. You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame.
Sí, él no
So
puede
what
ver
are
el
you talking
espejo.
about? You reach forward and rub your hand against... Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Él no puede ver el espejo.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died. You certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
La daga, ¿de qué va a servir? Es un
So focus
fantasma.
up. A lot's riding on this. We should have taken
Fuck
a knife
it.
again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the threshold and onto a
Perfecto.
series of
Al
isolated
abismo
steps
infinito vamos.
suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
Nos mató de miedo, sí. A ver, ¿cree que lo puedo hacer? No sé qué tan... Dar un paso hacia vacío entre los dos. Hablaré con ella.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted.
De igual
Talking
manera
won't
no
do you
podemos
any good.
matarla, idiota.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
Podemos intentarlo. ¿Qué más nos
Make your
queda?
way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness.
Defender la presión es buena.
A
Pues
smattering of cobblestone
reacciones de forma muy
visible
rara
against the inky back
nuestras
of the basement, marked where the
decisiones.
floor should be, forming vague pathways.
En esta habitación se encuentran dos caminos. Uno va a la izquierda, otro va a la
She could be
derecha.
anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't
Derecha.
give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Vamos a la derecha.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
¿Qué
I
carajo?
told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! Think! What did you do?
Está bien.
Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your
Oh,
being is
mierda.
coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver,
Supongo que no había espacio para hablar.
lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open.
De verdad no
What are you
podemos...
doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops as your body reapproaches death.
Fuck!
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerve. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Ok, debemos recordarnos cómo estar vivos.
Decide what you want to do, can you?
Liver.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Liver. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that?
Sí, está cargándonos el desgraciado.
The way out of here is nowhere to be seen.
Solo queda hablar.
That isn't my fault. Liver. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option right now.
Sí, ¿cómo se supone que un ataque va a funcionar contra esto? Es el rostro de la muerte.
Liver. Nerves. Heart.
¿De qué te sirve que esté vivo? ¿Qué quieres de mí? ¿Qué sucedió después de que me mataras la última vez?
Lungs. Liver.
O sea, si lo sabes, ¿verdad? Si quieres que trabajemos juntos, ¿podrías al menos dejar de hacer que mis órganos dejen de
I
funcionar?
am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
¿Podrías tomar un poco más de distancia?
Nerves. Heart.
Me enviaron aquí para... Va, estás loca, ¿lo sabes? ¿Qué te parece si en vez de eso te mato? No tenemos que ser enemigos, podemos trabajar juntos, incluso podríamos ser amigos. No pienso jugar tu juego, no te ayudaré a escapar y no intentaré matarte, así que demuestra qué es lo peor que puedes hacer. ¡Oh, shit! ¡Podemos salir de aquí!
Nerves. Heart. Lungs. Liver. Nerves. Heart. Lungs.
Would you look at that? You're suggesting exactly what I want. Somebody's ahead of the curve. I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Liver.
Si necesitas comida, ¿por qué me amenazas con las escaleras? ¿Por qué no intentaste ser amable conmigo?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
No por mucho.
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Lungs. Nerves. Heart.
Estás loca, lo sabes,
Like I
¿verdad?
said, I am what I am. And right now, I'm in control. So, you might want to be a little nicer to me.
Broma de amigos.
Gloved finger, its tip hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering nerves. Heart.
Me enviaron aquí, ¿por qué no acabas conmigo? Y si te dejo ir, ¿luego qué? ¿Seguimos cada uno por nuestro lado?
Lungs.
Y si no te dejo ir, ¿qué pasa si en ese caso? Bueno, salgamos de aquí.
Liver. What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. Do you think you can just wrest control away from us?
Oh, mierda, me va a matar.
Functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Recobramos el sentido. Sí.
Stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Come on
Vamos,
now.
¿cómo va eso?
You don't want to be stuck down here.
The princess
Confía,
climbed
Leo.
onto the stairs and beckoned to Only we had a weapon. This would be the perfect opportunity to use it, but we don't. We've already made our choice. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive.
Please.
Right. Heart, lungs, liver, nerve. You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it?
Vamos a ver si lo vale.
It's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there.
De muchos ojos.
The princess
Así que
reaches
algo
the top
hay
of the stairs
que no sea
and
bonito es
taps
otra
on the
cosa.
door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet. There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive. Heart. Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin. No! You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Por favor, respira, imbécil.
I have to do everything around here, don't I? Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't.
No,
Now we can get
cosas
back to
pasan.
business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes into the inky black of the basement.
Ok, nunca fue una opción por lo visto.
Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not. I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
And now you open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do.
Podemos saltar por la ventana.
The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed everyone else.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
La princesa exhausta cae al suelo.
Why is it so cold?
Ah, mierda. No tienes oportunidad de responderle y jamás lo tendrás. Es hora de irse. Los recuerdos
She's gone.
vuelven.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
¿Lo hicimos bien?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Normal.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right, it's calling us. And not in a good way.
¿Qué hiciste, Leo? Aún no lo sé.
I don't like that silence.
Entonces, por lo visto, parece mientras tiene mano, parece te has deteriorado, te has marchitado. Ah, mierda. Ahora es parte de nuestra ultra princesa cósmica. La cagué, ¿verdad?
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Ajá. No puede ser una contradicción, no importa cuántas veces regrese, uno termina lastimando al otro, o nos lastimaremos mutuamente. ¿Eso no te cambia? ¿No te empeora?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
A ver, que todas mis funciones vitales fallaran de un momento a otro solo por estar cerca de una de tus encarnaciones no fue de mis momentos favoritos de la historia. Apenas me acerco a ti, todo parece muy lejano. No tengo ninguna opinión al respecto. Lo único que quiero es que todo termine. Si me estás torturando y lo detesto, creo que te odio. Ah, no vamos a hablar.
You are what brings me meaning. Know that the pain of your journey will subside in due time.
Shit.
But you still have a ways to go before we are done.
¿Qué opinas de este receptáculo?
This one is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home.
¿Sabes qué le ocurre a los mundos que dejamos atrás?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
El juego tiene 132 logros. Holy fuck.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
¿Sigue sin importarte lo que traiga la próxima vez?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
¿Por qué te acercaste al obvio horror cósmico? Okay.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Ok. Bien. El héroe y la princesa. Capítulo 1.
Your Honor, you're here to...
Sí.
She will not...
Vamos, señores. Sin la daga ahora.
The blade.
Entremos al sótano directamente. No tomes la daga. Anotado.
Her voice
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Estoy aquí para matar, salvarte.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Bueno, Leo, yo creo que estás en el purgatorio, esperando que vas a ir al infierno y considera todas las veces que vas, pues al menos no
You
tendrás
walk down
frío.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess,
Ni idea de
There's a
cuántas
heavy
oportunidades
chain
tengo de hacer
around
esto,
her
así
wrist.
que...
binding her to the far wall of the
Sí.
basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Veré qué puedo hacer. Al demonio.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank
Ahora
you.
se ve mucho más amable.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Por desgracia no.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Y si la llave ya no está, ¿tienes alguna idea? A ver, revisaré arriba, quizá la llave siga allí. Si no, tal vez pueda encontrar algo más para que me ayude a liberarte. ¿Ok?
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Mierda.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the
Mira,
blade
solo
like you were
apágate por un
supposed to.
segundo, ¿está bien?
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Lo siento,
I
no
heard the
puedo
door
salir.
slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's
Como
voice.
que ahora estamos juntos en esto.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
¡Ah,
before
mierda!
raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine.
Estamos aquí para intentar seguir la ruta buena.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's
Carajo,
arm, just
como
above
si
the
no sintiera
unwielding
nada.
chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Shit.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling
What
after
the fuck
everything?
acaba de
It's
pasar?
like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess
No,
approaches
mierda.
the bottom
Oye.
stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Hey!
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Eres un pedazo de mierda. ¿Qué hago? Aniquilar a la princesa, aniquilar a la princesa, aniquilar. ¿Hay alguna opción que no haya visto? Aniquilar. A ver. Aniquilar. Tiene que haber una. No hagas nada. Aniquilar. Advertirle.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Mierda.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist.
La convertimos en una banshee de pena, y en una bestia salvaje por enfrentarla. No sé qué sea, pero nosotros la estamos convirtiendo en un peligro.
The blade. Move the blade.
¡Jódete,
As your body
viejo!
remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Vamos a enviarle una cosa buena a la multiprincesa cósmica.
For her sake.
Aunque eso me mate una y mil veces.
Pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Me recuerda esa serie como era, le dispara como 20 veces y el tipo al final, dámelo, lo haré yo mismo. Se dispara en la boca.
She doesn't know how to use
Y aún así falla.
does she?
No sabe cómo se lo cuchillo. Obviamente
Apparently
no.
not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Sé libre, hermana.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
La damisela.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Ok, otra vez.
A warning. She will... Excuse me?
Espera, ¿quién?
I forget he said anything. But he is a
Voz
villain.
del enamorado.
He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Ah,
Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the
Esquizofrenia,
heart.
sí.
Our passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
soy un pinche cursi.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin
Wow,
is clean and
más
elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries,
de
a prison
princesa.
befitting a royal prisoner.
Sí.
The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk,
Del
you
espejo.
reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. But there was a mirror, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly
Ok,
sweep her
somos
off
alguna
her feet
especie
and
de
get a
lagarto,
feather
hombre
out of
lagarto.
place.
Vamos allí, no vamos a llevar la daga.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell.
Wow, sé mucho
Gold-trimmed
mejor.
carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
La música, coño.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you? If we don't even know the
Sí,
princess,
solo tuvimos una
we can still do
pequeña
right by her without all
charla
this
con ella que
falling.
terminó tap, 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 tap en mi pecho, ¿sabes?
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the
Me pregunto
manipulation.
si estas últimas voces, aparte del héroe y el narrador, son como las voces originales de el yo de esta realidad. Y yo simplemente como que me he apoderado de su ser.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Héroe es irracional.
No,
Sí,
she
es
can't
como
hear
mi
you,
aspecto más
right?
básico, ser un ser heroico.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my
Ah,
spirit.
mierda. Bueno, qué suerte que dejamos de hablar así. Ahora es, ¿cómo estás, mi Kibidi Mamu?
Oh, your
¿Quieres ver
spirit's
un Void
plenty
o eres
loud,
un
all
Bolson?
right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Ok, esto es innecesariamente cursi.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
Sí, te acostumbrarás.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Ok.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but
What?
what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind
Espera,
you.
¿cómo funciona eso?
This is horrible.
No traigo un cuchillo, te voy a cortarte de nuevo. ¿Qué pasó después de que morí? ¿Destruiste el mundo después de que me mataste?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't
Ah,
that
eso
just
no es una
like our
respuesta.
darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, no quiero que el mundo se acabe.
Then I didn't end the world.
Gracias.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Ah, mierda.
Um,
Creo que acabamos de salvar el mundo.
sure.
Lamento lo que sucedió la última vez. El narrador que me envió a patarte descubrió mi cuerpo. No creo que ella entienda.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Coño de la madre.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent,
Sí, esto
actually.
está muy raro.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
¡Ah! Nunca había considerado esa idea.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
You died, and now we're talking.
¿Así de la nada? Ok.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? You'll be able to slip her out with ease. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
What?
I'm not sure I follow.
Sí,
Would
tampoco.
you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
Va a hacer cualquier cosa que le digamos, por lo que si le decimos que se arranque el brazo, ¿se va a arrancar el brazo?
I think
Lo
I'd
que está
rather
intentando
believe in
decirnos.
facts. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be.
Esto es muy estúpido.
Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her binding.
¿Podemos hacer eso?
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, you'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths.
Todo este tiempo podíamos solo...
Anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Okay, wow.
Approach the
Su mano era muy
princess
pequeña.
and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Pero entonces pudo haber escapado cuando quisiera, ¿no?
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
The fuck?
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
No necesitamos
Who
un
needs a
arma,
weapon
solo...
when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
¿Qué quieres hacer?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt.
¿Te imaginas que de verdad diga destruir el mundo?
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the
O
world?
sea, ¿qué tal si sí tiene el poder para destruir el mundo, pero ella no quiere destruir el mundo? Que nosotros hacemos que ella desee destruir el mundo.
You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
No diga destruir el mundo.
Princess closes her eyes in deep
Va a decir
reflection,
destruir el mundo, ¿verdad?
and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
¡Wow! ¿Alguien más siente que acabamos de esquivar una bala? Quiero que me digas qué quieres tú. Tienes que querer algo. Solo quiero irme de aquí. Podemos hacer...
I just want to make you happy.
Y se volvió más anime.
She can't just want to make us happy. It
Ah,
makes sense to
mierda.
me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same.
Ah,
for us.
mierda. Todo está yendo al carajo, ¿verdad? No puedo basar toda tu felicidad en mí.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Solo quiero irme de aquí. ¿Podemos decir el resto luego? Ok. Esto no está bien. Salgamos de
That
aquí.
sounds perfect.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal. Normal? What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely.
No, esto no está bien.
flawless. The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they
Esto no está
intertwine
bien.
with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She
Se
doesn't have
estaba
to be so
convirtiendo en
happy
algo.
about
¿En qué se
this.
estaba convirtiendo?
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Ok, no podemos regresar. No hay marcha
That's
atrás.
a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
Ah, perro.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
True.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
¿Es que puedas abrirla? Si lo intentamos juntos, creo que podemos abrirla. Creo que puedo hacerlo.
Well, I don't know. Do you think I can?
Of course she can. You believe in her, right? Nobody is leaving this basement.
Ok. Ella puede todo lo que tú creas que puede hacer.
Okay, let me try.
The princess tries the handle, and lock clicks.
What
and
the
door
fuck?
creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Ni él sabe lo que está
I
pasando.
told you she could do it.
¿Podemos alterar la realidad con nuestros deseos, lo que nosotros creemos?
You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
Creo que si le digo que se mate, ella lo haría, ¿verdad? Agarra la daga y aniquila a la princesa. ¿No vas a hacer eso?
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the
Joder,
world
mato a
and
la
make me
princesa.
suffer. I hate you. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes,
serio?
what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Ok. Nos tenemos el uno al otro y eso es lo único que necesitamos para ser felices. Y si solo nos quedamos aquí y construimos una vida, de igual manera va a decir que sí a todo lo que yo diga, por lo que... Ahí va.
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other.
Y comer. Y tomar agua.
That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it?
Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening.
You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of
¿Verdad?
love?
Se supone que iba a hacer cualquier cosa que nosotros dijéramos.
Not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
Tienes razón, nos vamos aquí.
Okay. That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Our happy ending at last.
We
Las
did
manos
it.
van-
What should we do now?
Las manos van a aparecer, ¿verdad?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our...
¿El mundo está terminando?
eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Es lo que pasa cada vez que la rescatamos. Ella acaba con el mundo entero. Ah, mierda.
She's gone. Where did she go? Is that a...
Descuida, descuida, descuida.
It feels so bad. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see.
No, no es el final. Tranquilo, todo estará bien.
I don't like that silence.
¿Qué vemos ahora? Los restos te has deshecho. ¡Ay, Dios! ¿Qué me está pasando? Estás en la cabaña.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Hay una arboleda de estrellas y creo que hay personas. Se supone que haya personas. ¿Verdad? ¿Realmente existe un mundo? ¿Crees que lo que está allá afuera es real? ¿Crees que nosotros somos reales?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
100k. Ok, hay voces que me hablan, alguna parte de mí, pero hay otra que es diferente, la llama el narrador y quiere que te mate. ¿Tú tienes un narrador? ¿Los receptáculos tienen uno?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Posiblemente, dijo que hay diferentes, o sea, hay uno en cada mundo. Sí, y cuando te tú y yo por fin obtendremos respuestas.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Ok. ¿Cuántos receptáculos? ¿Sabes qué pasará cuando despiertes?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Cagona.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
No, ellos son mortales, no como nosotros, aberraciones más allá del tiempo. Ok.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Juegardo. Ok, señoras y señores, lo vamos a dejar por aquí el día de hoy.
You're on a path in the woods.
Con esto podemos ver las cosas que hemos visto, repasar un poco cada texto en caso de que queramos estudiar alguna de las cosas.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Con esto se reproduce
it will be
automáticamente una vez
the
que termine de
end of
hablar.
the world.
Creo. Guarda, guarda. Ok, voy a ver cómo guardar. Está buenísimo el juego. Está muy muy bueno, me está encantando. Lo estoy amando muy fuerte, ¿eh? 10 de 10. Absoluta maravilla. Mañana continuamos. Mañana continuamos jugando esto. Bueno, juego. Ni bien podamos, seguimos jugando. Se los prometo. Porque... la historia está muy buena. La historia está God. Está muy God. No le tenía fe. Me ha encantado. De inicio a fin. No sé si estoy tomando la mejor ruta posible. No sé si ya le he cagado. No sé qué está... que no se espera al final del camino. Pero lo vamos a recorrer, señores. Lo vamos a recorrer. Venga, los dejo con Eris Penchomcha, que está haciendo cosas de Eris Penchomcha. Yo me voy a almorzar. 10 de 10, sí. Absoluta maravilla. Bye, chicos y chicas, cuídense. Nos vemos en la noche para video reacciones reaccioneras. Bye. Adiós. Adiós, adiós.